Our guest today on the Bloomberg Forum is Harry Wu, who spent 19 years in a Chinese prison labor camp and has since become a fierce critic of the Chinese government's economic and political policies. Thank you for being with us, Harry.
My pleasure.
President Clinton recently said that he would travel to China. What do you think that policy says?
The Clinton policy characterized like engagement policy. So we engage with China, with trade, by investment, and we can change China. So today have a new concept. China is a large country. What can we do about it? Military engagement? No way. Political isolation? Not good for Chinese. And economic sanction? Also not good. So why do we engage with them? And capitalism, if thriving in China, finally can defeat socialism and bring the democracy back to China.
Do you think that policy will work?
If this is correct, why never apply to Cuba? Even never apply to the Soviet Union?
Do you think the policy will work?
I don't think it will work.
Why not?
First of all, capitalism, everybody knows, doesn't mean democracy. Iraq, Iran, today is a capitalist country. They're not communist country. There's no democracy. Second, what kind of capitalism today in China? This is a state bureaucratic capitalism. It's controlled by the government, controlled by the party. Okay? All these entrepreneurs and these so-called manager or whatever, president of the company, either official of the government or the member of the party. I don't think these people have any interest in democracy.
You've encouraged the U.S. government to try and use its trade policy to try and push China to regard higher human rights. The Clinton administration said earlier this year that it would disengage the human rights issue from trade policy.
Let me go this way. Today, the people will try to tell you China soon will become an economic giant. But they fail to mention you, this economic giant also a military giant, and political giant, and this communist giant. And what has been communism revolution? It means two things. In politics, one-party rule system. In economy, state-run ownership. State ownership system, no profit. This is the man 40 years ago, rob your money, take away your properties. And today they say, okay, I give you the opportunity. I have 1.2 billion cheap labor. I have this market. You want to make money? Just come. Put your money in your back to the pocket. But I'm not changed my mind yet. Okay? I'm a communist. I need your money, need your technology. Do you think your money is a no problem, no risk?
Do you think investors appreciate the risk of investing in China now?
Yeah. It is true the benefit from the trade, of course, profit, normal people, ordinary people enjoy that. But most of the profit right now go into Chinese communist regime. That's why the government today have so much money, upgrade their military system. Today they hire the former Soviet Union military expert. How they get the hard currency? Soviet Union don't have it. China have the money. They have the money, put a lot of money in their political activities. Americans feel very difficult to bargain with them about the weapon proliferation. You will see more tough in the future.
What do you think the U.S. government can do to try and encourage a better human rights record in China?
Now, Americans try to tell the Chinese, free lunch, no condition, no human rights, whatever, do business. But the Chinese tell American, no free lunch. For example, Disneyland. If you want to expand your business in China, cancel the movie. Otherwise, forget about it. They talk to McDonnell Douglas. Here's the contract. You want to exercise the contract, give me your know-how. Okay? There's another contract for these Boeing aircraft or weeds from Montana, only exercise after the MFN debate. See, they tell the American no free lunch. Why the American give the Chinese free lunch?
Do you think the U.S. has also said that it will support China's bid to join the World Trade Organization? Do you think that's a mistake?
Soviet Union as an evil empire, evil communist empire, never enjoy MFN, never allow go to WTO. Even today, Cuba, North Korea, these communist countries not allowed it. Why Chinese communists enjoy the most favored nation trading system all the time and ready for to go to WTO. WTO. Why? China is not a communist country or is an angel communist country. Why? Was something wrong over there? I think one thing, money. Yeah, I cannot convince the businessman when they're doing business, please, thinking about human beings. Of course not. But the politicians have the responsibility to tell the truth. Remember, 1950, you already have the debate, who lose China? I will say very soon, you will have another debate, who feeds China?
I'd like to talk a little bit about Hong Kong. Hong Kong will be transferred to the Chinese rule next year. Many people in the financial markets believe that China will not change the current system in Hong Kong for fear of killing the golden goose, as it were. You have a different point of view. What's your perspective on that?
First of all, Hong Kong as a Hong Kong, just because under British, whatever, infamous name is a colonial land. Anyway, under British political and cultural and economic system. So Hong Kong become a Hong Kong. Next year, this condition finish, Hong Kong no more as a Hong Kong. Of course, not immediately, but it will finish. Yes, Chinese government want Hong Kong to be, continuing to be a goose. They need a golden eggs from the goose. They promise 50 years, even extending another 50 years, we guarantee it. Who guarantee Beijing? Who guarantee communists? Are they keep the words, keep the promise? Check their credit. You know, the goose will be killed by the virus. Okay. For example, today they sentenced Wang Dan 11 years because he write an article and Chinese said, you intend to subvert our government. And you know, the agreement between British and Beijing, all Chinese law apply to Hong Kong. So the same law applied to Wang Dan, there's a couple of thousand Hong Kongese already qualify that sentence. Economic environment need a political environment. Okay?
Let me read something you wrote in your book that just published, Troublemaker. It's the title. All those multinational companies that want to maintain Hong Kong as a financial center the way it was as a British colony are kidding themselves. What do you think will happen when China takes over Hong Kong in terms of those foreign companies doing business there?
I think in maybe a couple of years, the business can still going on. But later they will find out the environment is very different now. Economic development need a political environment. You can man-made it, artificial made it, just like today in China, so-called economic booming over there. That's not natural. This is like a harvest in the desert, using artificial sun, artificial flower, artificial water. You can do it. Because the basement, what? Basement is state ownership. The real economic development only can be based on private ownership. You see, what's happened to Soviet Union today? Russia. Because they transfer the state ownership to private. It's a very difficult time. Chinese government said, no, we are not intend to do that. For example, just a couple of months ago, the Chinese Vice Prime Minister Zhu Rongji, he said, yeah, everybody talking about market economy. But the market economy in your country is based on private ownership. In our country, based on state ownership. So we are developing socialism market economy. Don't miss the word socialism.
The time we have remaining, just tell me that you paint a very grim picture in your book of the situation in the Chinese labor camps, prisoners' situation. Are things improving at all in those camps?
Fundamentally, no. The law is still over there, cannot be changed, no amendment. The Laogai policy is still over there. In Chinese statement, very clear. Military army, police, security, jail, judiciary, this is a component of the dictatorship. So Chinese prison system, not as your system, as a prison system for maintaining the social order. This is a political tool. is to maintain the communist ruling. So that's why they're very, very unhappy that if you're talking about the system, because this is the central of the repressive state. Just like if you want to talk about Gulag, Stalin definitely want to kill you. If you want to talk about concentration camp, Hitler tried to abolish you. Because this is a darkness in the center. But we do have to know about it. Not only know about the bright side, the economy booming. Hey, there's a machine over there.
We have to leave it there. Harry Wu, author of Troublemaker, One Man's Crusade Against China's Cruelty, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
This has been Ted Merz for the Bloomberg Forum.